Should be.
Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge. The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.
What's happening happening, Mr. Hound?
What's up, brother man? How you
D-
doing?
Dude, I'm doing all right. You look like you're in a you're not at your old place. You're not at your mom's. Are you in your new house, Mr. Hound?
Yeah, man, we're moving sucks. That's all I can say. It's good. We got the actual freight hound here. She's sleeping, so now I'm father of freight hound. But yeah, still got some moving to do. It's been smoldering hot this week, so I'm probably gonna be like 100 pounds light by the end of the week. Looking good for the winter time. But yeah, man, doing all right. How are you?
Man, I'm doing good, brother. I'm just winding down the day here and excited about tomorrow, man. Heading over to Old Town Rig Down in East Texas. So really
Yeah,
yeah,
about time
man.
you got your feet dirty in some freaking truck shows.
Man, I'm going to. I'm gonna get.
I've been
I'm gonna get my fix in here in the next month or whatever. I got Old Town Rig Down this weekend, so that's in Nacogdoches, Texas. That is it's Friday and Saturday, but I'm gonna go there tomorrow because I want to go to the staging area and try to get some footage of them, like detailing the trucks and all that stuff. But yeah, doing that, and then next week we go to Chicago. And then 2 weeks after that is Dragon and Pulling in the Pines in Lufkin, Texas. So I'll be going to that. And then we'll have a 2 week break. And then it'll be Star Stripes and White Lines in Atlanta. So yeah, we got a
heck
packed
yeah.
one. When it's two of those, we'll be together. So.
I know. Been doing some heavy lifting out here, man. Surviving detrimental storms. Freaking
It's gonna
long,
be
winding hours on the road.
it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful weather, man. It's gonna be beautiful weather.
Hey, as long as it's like nice and cool, clear skies.
That it won't be. Well, it will be at night. I think it's gonna be like 90 during the day. So, but
Oh, well,
sorry.
those are yeah. I'm talking about November. That'll be
Oh, that
nice.
yes, yeah,
Might get
yeah,
a little chilly and have to pop on a hoodie or something. It's
yeah. Well, that's also why I think we're talking about trying to get a booth, man. Me, you, Jimmy. Nate can correct me when he comes on, but I think Nate said he would go in with us too. Maybe it wasn't Nate. Maybe it was someone else. But dude, get a
well, it's
booth
fucking
just so we could
Spencer
have
too.
somewhere to chill, man. It's only $500 for an
Hey,
inside
we'll get a
booth.
mega booth, dude. 'Cause Spencer's already planning on getting one there. I think.
Or Spencer, that's who it was. Spencer was saying he'll go, dude, it's $500, and the booth is the size of the one that we had at Matt's with Nate. So it's pretty
Yeah,
freaking sizable.
I like Clint's idea here. So yeah, I could easily Clint. We will definitely talk because when y'all are doing your ride down there, Pedro, if you fly into Nashville, we can do some rolling footage of the trucks from Southern Transport that are going to be down there because they have his truck and then that Western Star, I believe, is going to be there as well.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna fly into Atlanta because Kat's coming with me because her work is going out there as well. I think they're maybe doing a booth, but anyway, so I'm gonna fly straight to Atlanta because she's going out there to work. So, but I do love that idea. I do love that. I know you're gonna drive anyway,
I
so
have a four, I have a car with more than two seats.
well, every
This
time, my defense, every time I've been in your car, all the rest of those seats have been filled up with like fishing gear and all kinds of other outdoor equipment. So yes, you do have multiple seats, but are they usable? Is the question here?
it can be, dude. I got a new place so I can actually store my outdoor stuff. But also, when we were going to Bristol, in my defense, we were staying on a river, on a lake, so fishing was involved.
Yeah.
But
Well,
whatever.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
excited
I'm
for it.
not I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying like you offer, but every time I've been in your car, it's full of outdoor equipment or
Just
your Jeep.
being
So.
able to clean up for you.
What's up, Ingrid? What's up? We appreciate you watching as always. We'll have to make sure you send Ingrid a link for Friday. Ingrid, I'll be at Old Town Rig Down, so you have to come and hang out with Hunter because I'm gonna join the show live from that and walk around and show some trucks. So you have to come hang out. Clint, you too, if you got time, man. Actually, I know you do. You ain't doing nothing. You're recovering, so I'm gonna send you a link. You come hang out too, Clint. But anyway, that's how I'm doing. I'm good. I'm ready for this
Yeah,
show, man. So there we go. You ready to
sure.
get to the news and get these lovely guests on here?
Let's run it.
All right, let's run it. Lounge Media News, everybody, brought to you by AR Doc Pro and sourced from truckingnewshub.com. All right. One city in the Midwest is making some noise about, well, noise, specifically from Jake Brakes on big rigs. This week, a city in Iowa, I may be pronouncing this wrong, we'll say Avoca, A-V-O-C-A, Iowa announced plans to move ahead with full implementation of its noise camera program, which specifically targets semi-trucks and other vehicles using engine compression brakes, better known as Jake brakes. On Monday, September 8th, city officials said that following success of a spring pilot project, the full rollout and enforcement operation of the noise camera program will begin in October of this year. The noise camera program is concentrated along Highway 55, and it uses calibrated microphones and high-resolution cameras to detect noise that exceeds ordinance limits. They said it captures brief audio and video of the vehicle. The video is then reviewed by staffers, and violators are issued citations by mail. The city will install photo enforced signage to let drivers know that the program is in effect and that they will face fines if they are caught, if the system catches them. They say the Jake brakes have been a problem in their community for a long time, and it's exciting to finally have a way to do something about it. That comes from their mayor, Tom Bruck. During the pilot program, I found this interesting, Hunter. You're going to like this because I smiled at this. During the pilot program that took place this past spring, the noise camera system documented 183 violations committed by 83 unique vehicles. They said that about 44% of these violations were attributed to repeat behavior, and nearly a third of them came from just 5 individuals. So it's the same 5 guys just rolling through there, man, with those Jake brakes just crackling. So it's like they said, man, we're not going to give up on this. The city said that the program does not change any existing Engine 8 Jake brake ordinance that they have. This is just providing them an additional way to enforce that ordinance.
I don't know why that Jake brake hate's real. Why don't we get rid of the rice burners on the road with those little bumblebee mufflers? And I mean, there's plenty of loud vehicles on the road, dude. A freaking vehicle that provides you with things that you need in your daily life. Like, why are you giving those guys some slack? It's crazy, but that's hilarious that it was 5 people.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. Like, man, them same 5 cats.
We
man,
need to
just
meet
roll
those
through there.
cats, dude. I'll pay those tickets.
Bro,
At least
I'm
one.
willing.
I'll pay one. I'll pay one of those tickets every time. Just record it.
I'm willing to bet that if we look up this city, it's probably in the middle of the state. So this is a bunch of grain haulers, man, with some old pre-LED trucks rolling through there, man, with them Jakes just screaming, man. Yeah. So anyway, there we go. This is a new one. I mean, there's Jake brake ordinances all over the place, but this is the first one that is putting out a camera system that picks up on the noise and sends you tickets for violating, citations for violating it. And I wonder, I would like if someone watching, or maybe we can find out, I wonder if a Jake brake ticket would go on your record. I mean, it's not a moving violation, but I wonder if that has anything to do with like the point system on your license or anything.
I can't imagine, but I don't know. I remember like here in Tennessee, we had the cameras on stoplights for a while, and they got rid of them because it was just pick up like wrongful, like they'd say it was you're running a red light or something, but half the time they got turned over in court. So,
bro, can you imagine? You imagine some dude coming through there in a cammed vet, just
exactly, man. Exactly.
A Jake brake
ticket. I would say, I'd be like, hey, you can't see the person next to me. It was them.
Oh, that's good. Man. All right, man. That's all I got on that. That's the news, everybody. Thank you.
Right on. Well, you ready to get to our guests here?
I mean, if we got to, you can bring up Jenny. Leave that other guy behind there, though.
Yeah, well, talking about laws and rule making, he is the mayor. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jennie Nate and Nate Johnson with Freight Movement.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Look at
You're muted,
Nate.
You're muted, Nate. Damn technology, Nate.
No, see, Nate has admitted he is not the StreamYard guy. He's the tech guy. All right. He's,
Uh,
I love
John says the ticket goes on your record.
oh,
I had to be quiet there. I had my Jake break running. So
that's all we get. Just put your truck on mute.
yeah, always I'm one of those 5 guys.
That's hilarious. Well, how y'all doing? It's great to see y'all. It's been what, about 2 months now since our
Since we
grand time
survived
out there.
the storms of Iowa.
I know
Survived the tornadoes of Iowa.
we had the news truck out in front of our hotel. That was a first.
Y'all see, that's crazy. Y'all have a bond. Y'all have a bond together that, I'll never have with you guys. Y'all literally you looked death in the face and survived it together.
Well, and then hey, here's the thing.
Turn tail and run to the basement.
Yeah, he said I'm not worried about this. I'm going up to my room. But then we saw Bane's doppelganger running shirtless down the street like
in the weather. Yeah. It was an odd day. It was an odd day.
And Hunter was like, let's go live.
Good times.
Check out the storm.
Yeah, dude, I did hop on the lounge. Yeah, old long haul Paul was on there just surviving. And then I don't know. That was a crazy weekend, but it was a good time though. Still, thank y'all so much for helping me get up there. It was really, really good for us, and it was a fun weekend. I mean, talking about that show was almost in itself the definition of logistics or transportation. Like everything's all planned, well, ready to go, and they're just going to run into bumps left and right. But
yeah,
the best of it. But well, where are you at, Nate?
I am in Chicago, right by O'Hare. I'm hanging out for the Clio Connect conference that starts tonight. So I got some meetings at the conference tomorrow, then I'm going to meet some customers and whatnot. So
that's why he's got a fresh haircut. Look at him.
Yeah. There's a conversation around this haircut, but it seems to
What's
work.
that, Nate? We'd like to know.
You don't want to fill us in, man. Spill the tea.
This haircut did not go the way it was supposed to go. It was, just trim it up, and then it became, oh my God, what did you do? So
wait, did you get the haircut up there in Chicago?
No, I got one at home yesterday, and I didn't have time to get it fixed. So normally my hair is longer than this. So, but whatever it is.
Hey, honestly, you just look like you're ready for your campaign photos. I mean,
yeah.
That's
it runs with the hair. So
good stuff. Well, Jennie, where are you at? Are you at home? Are you on the road with?
No, I'm at home, and home is outside Cleveland, Ohio. And surprisingly, it's about 80 degrees today. It's been like really, really cold, but it's hot out there. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go get some sunshine while I still can. I hate the winter. It comes and it lasts forever. Nate knows that. I think you're muted, Nate. Where's your sound?
I'm trying to get this stupid camera to move over so my name doesn't block half my face. So when you turn that little banner on, everything goes up, So
well, you got a pretty extensive banner there. It's
technology. Sometimes you just got to move the camera.
For the guy,
I'm all the things I need to be doing on my podcast. I'm like, I need a 4-minute and 56-second intro.
No,
I need to talk about cruises, icon on the seas. I need this little thing to scroll at the bottom. I need all these little doodads that they got going on.
All the doohickeys.
All the doohickeys. Well,
funny for the guy who has AV equipment, valued at most people's first car. Nate just has the hardest time sometimes, man. I love it.
It's great. So I like the struggle. So that's what it is. You gotta deal with the grind. It comes with the industry.
Right. Yeah, you got to embrace the suck, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Embrace the suck.
You just got to stand there and slam your head against the wall. That's why we're all in transportation. So
yeah, we do enjoy that.
Love it. Well, we'll go ahead and get this thing started off. Pedro, should we give Nate? Nate, do you want to introduce yourself and who you are with?
I'm going to
No.
pass it to.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know how we wanted to roll
Ladies
this in.
first, okay? I don't know where you were raised, Hunter, but ladies first.
Obviously wrong. I mean, all right. So the joke failed.
Aren't you in the South?
Yeah, Jenny, go. All right. So first of all, thank y'all both for hopping on the show. It is always a pleasure. But Jenny, this is your first time, and
This is my first time on here with you guys, even though we were at Matt's with you guys and you guys were live like not the whole time, but for most of the time, you guys were on there. But yeah, so I am outside of Cleveland, Ohio, and it's really hot today, which is great, holding on to that summer. So I came into logistics about a little over 10 years ago. I was working at an agency and I had been there for 10 months. And then somebody from TMW Systems reached out and they were like, hey, do you want to come work here? And I was like, no. And they were like, oh, we have insurance. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I've got 3 kids and agencies don't have insurance. So I was like, let me hightail it over here. So I started at TMW Systems 2016. And I thought I won the job lottery. Like, it was great. I loved all the people. I still love all the people. Nate was at TMW at one point. I didn't know him there, but there's definitely a huge chunk of us. And as anybody knows, once you come into this industry, for the most part, you kind of just shuffle around. So after doing almost 4 years at TMW Systems, I went to Transportation Insights, then Banyan Technology before joining Virago. And I have been at Virago since 2019 and kind of running the show over here. And then recently, I guess is it 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, we started talking about freight movement and like the concept of, conceptually, Nate and I started talking like 2.5, 3 years ago about bringing the industry at large together. I mean, there was a point when, COVID hit and nobody was, getting together. And I think, Nate and I had a conversation where like people just crave human connection, like just getting back in person. And so we came up with this idea called Freight Movement, and we do these like local geographic industry events. And so he kind of tested the waters out in Minnesota. And then I jumped on board. We did some in Minnesota, and then we started like branching off, and we did Chattanooga, and we did Vegas, and we recently did Atlanta. So we've been doing these freight movement events for the last year. And that's kind of how I got connected I got connected with Nate because we were both advising the same client, him from a industry perspective and me from a marketing perspective. And Nate and I actually bumped heads. And so I'm surprised we're here today. But that's kind of the story of how Nate and I came together and how I got involved in the industry.
All right. Well, that's not what we've heard. Nate, let's get your side of things.
I know nothing. So yeah, that's the story, and I'll avoid the fight. So, yeah. So I'm Nate Johnson. I've been on here a few times, so I don't need to go in too much depth. But I'm CEO of GLCS. We're a technology firm. We help companies, trucking companies, brokerages, private fleets, kind of anyone in transportation logistics manage their technology, small, large, doesn't matter. Manage your technology, select your technology, support your technology. That can be your transportation management system. That can be your email. It can be your hardware. It can be any and all things. And as Jenny said, we started working through this idea of freight movement some time ago. And I last year I attended 21 conferences, not including freight movement events. But I attended 21 conferences, and those ranged from 300 attendees probably to 6,000, maybe more attendees. And the cost of those vary, exponentially, and the locations are all over the place, and many companies can't bring their whole office to an event. You can't. The networking is not possible to bring that whole office. But there's a lot to learn. There's a lot that you can learn by going out and talking with people in freight, and that could be drivers, that can be CEOs of companies, it can be dispatchers, it can be brokers, it can be freight tech, it can be whatever dichotomy that of the industry that might be wanting to attend after hours. So what Jennie and I kind of came together on was just simply let's bring the industry together in an after hours scenario. That if you look at a conference after hours, a lot of the relationships are built in those hours after the structured events end. So we're just going to skip past the structured event and go to the networking. And there's certainly value in those large events, and I still attend a very large amount of them. And I definitely see value in those, but you can do so many small evening events and bring out people who don't get the opportunity to visit those larger events. And we've seen substantial value in that. So, and freight movement continues to grow. We're going to be offering some more educational services and firing up a podcast here soon. We're planning out 2026. Actually, I pretty much think 2026 is planned at this point, but finalizing the plan on 2026 and have some really fun things planned for next year. So 2025 was great. 2026 is even going to be better.
Well, I'd say, Nate, you and Jennie are just freaking geniuses, because you're pandering to the thing that in logistics that a few people know, and that's like, man, we love to have a good time, so we love to have a good time. So, being able to you, like I said, get those people that are inevitably going to go out, all these after hours things, bring them together in a place where it's full of others like them. They're looking to network, you get to meet people. A lot of y'all's events, things are covered. Hunter and I've been to a few of them, you get a couple free drinks, you get some appetizers and stuff. Some of these things, they're in amazing venues. That one at Matt's was freaking awesome.
That was a great venue.
Yes. That one was
Atlanta. That was a really great event as well. Maybe not as great as venue, because Matt's had a lot of there was games at Matt's. We had cornhole and
it's downtown
karaoke.
Just the people watching was fun. I mainly sat out on the balcony and just watched all of the other intoxicated individuals.
So it's Vegas level. Downtown Louisville is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's a blast. So I'd say that, obviously very touching, but let's Jennie, you had kind of said, kind of touched on it a little bit about why the idea, started kind of during the COVID thing, people not being able to connect and stuff. Nate, you talked about, hey, let's kind of center this around the nightlife, but what's the overall goal, with this? Is it just the networking, or, are there more layers to this, that you guys have got in the works, or that was part of this initial start of this?
So Nate, I'm going to answer this really quick and just communicate. Nate and I probably lost more money in this than we actually make. We don't do this to make money. I think we really love meeting people, connecting with people. There's an old saying, your network is your net worth. And I truly believe any conversation can create opportunity. So I open myself up to conversations all the time that maybe don't make a whole lot of sense to start, but you just never know what value you can get out of a conversation. I met a startup the other day. They're looking for some transportation consulting in terms of identifying some fleets to move on a specific route. And I introduced them to another guy that I met just by doing these random meetings. And it's just, I love to connect with people, and I love connecting people. And that's really my goal, right? So, that's my focus. I will say, it's not our intention is to get business from doing these events, but it works because I've got a reason to talk to people. And I'm really trying to help them. And if they want to do some marketing around doing freight movement events, that's awesome. But I never push sales, and I don't do anything with the intention to sell any of Virago marketing services with freight movement. It's really just to connect people.
So I think
Yeah.
when you peel it back, as when we first started conceptualizing what freight movement could be, there's a lot of things that it can be beyond just a networking hour after hours. But you have to pick something that you want to be first, right? And I think, Rob, you said it first. If you want to get a bunch of people together in transportation, you open up a bar or restaurant in the evening and you say, hey, let's get together. Here's a couple drink tickets. Let's talk about moving some freight. Let's talk about solving some problems. Let's get some good people together and let's see what happens. And let's do it at a pretty cool venue. And, I think that's step one, right? Is doing that. We've refined that process a lot over the last year and a half. And I think we've gotten it pretty good. I think that we're at this point of small refinements now, to where it's time to start looking at what's some other steps that we can take, and that's 2026. So there's a lot of things that you can do from here. There's the education point. We don't want to make freight movement this big educational piece, but there's pieces of it that say, what can we do there? And some of that's discussing with those that we're chatting with. There's an online component that we're really not moving down the roads of. Freight movement's about meeting people directly. We don't want to create a large network of online relationships, but there is a vast amount of knowledge that can be presented online. So there's a lot of opportunities here. And when we met originally, there was a larger group of us that originally had discussed going in as co-founders, and a lot of ideas were around that. We ultimately slimmed it down to just what we've been launching freight movement over the last really 18 months on, and it's now time to grow from there, because we're getting enough activity on what we've done thus far. So we have the sauce on what we've been doing thus far. We've had a lot of great response on it. Atlanta, we've talked with some of the attendees from Atlanta. Some of them had 7 or 8 leads.
Yeah.
Or follow-ups, I think is probably the correct term, because I don't know if they were sales oriented. So to Jenny's point, you're going to these networking events and you're learning about some people come in and just tour the room, and it's who's here. There's typically between 50 and 100 people at every event. Typically the attendance is growing at each event. In some cases we get a lot more. So we've had 300, 400 people at events. We're actually scheduling an event now that we're expecting to have 500 people at. So we're getting some larger ones, but we still like to have these 50, 100, 150 person events where we can. So, but you tour the room, you meet everyone in the room. In Chicago, we had a driver with one truck. And he was there looking to move freight, and he was successful with that. We had people that were looking for jobs, so that's a great
investors, partners, integrations, like you name it. When you open the room to everybody in the industry, there's tons of opportunity. And I don't mean to bash anybody that's like, oh, we're for shippers, oh, we're for fleets, oh, we're for owner operators, but it creates silos. And oftentimes you're not having conversations across silos that help you understand what's going on in their world, or how you guys can integrate or help each other or hire or understand how they use your solution. So like one of my things too was when we first started talking, I was talking to a brand that's like, oh, we have a solution for LTL. And I was like, oh, great. Are you going after the top 25 that might move 98% of the freight in LTL? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, you're going after the 1,200 that move 2% of the LTL freight. Like they just don't know their market, right? And they didn't even know that when I said that. And to me, it's just like, let's create solutions that are actually solving today's problems. And I think that starts with talking about them and getting people in a room and having conversations and brainstorming and making connections and building relationships. So, I mean, that was one of the things that really drove me, because especially after COVID, we need to have conversations and figure out how to fix supply chain issues, right? And stop trying to Band-Aid and fix yesterday's problems. We need to solve for the new ones. And this is a big one too, Nate. We talked about this the other day. Freight tech startups. It is so expensive for them to go to market these days. And what we're doing tears down the barrier to go to market. If we put them in a room with their prospects and possible partners and integrations and things like that, creates a lot of opportunity to bring new solutions to market versus, I mean, you know, you see some of the freight tech startup alleys and stuff like that, but it's still so expensive. It's so expensive. So I think, you know, that's another area of focus for us is, you know, trying to leverage the playing field.
And, you know, to kind of bounce off that, Jennie, is a thing that I have really learned in logistics is we're a very broad industry as far as the amount of things that are involved with this. You know, people think logistics and they think boats, trains, and trucks, you know, and it's like, man, there is so much more that touches this industry that you wouldn't even believe, you know, I mean, and the point to that is you never know who someone else knows. I've had conversations with people, you know, just talking and brought up a certain subject and like, oh, I know so-and-so who does this, that, and the other. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, okay. Like, I mean, that's not even in your space. I would have thought you did that. And that's the importance of the networking thing is, you know, maybe the person that you need isn't there, but maybe the person that knows them is, you know, and that's a thing is a tool. Networking, I see a lot of people talk about it in our industry, but you know, a lot of folks really don't do it. They think it's just the online stuff. And Hunter and I kind of thought that as well. When we started this, we're like, oh man, just having a podcast and bringing people on will be enough. And we quickly learned when we went to our first event, which was Matt's, it's like, wow, okay, getting out there, touching, seeing, tasting, smelling, you know what I mean? Like it is completely different than just that interaction online through a social media platform or a podcast or whatever it may be. So, and again, your guys' events are absolutely amazing. They bring together everyone because you and Nate, like you guys have a very broad network. I mean, you know, all the folks that you know, it brings a lot of cool people into one space.
Yeah. And that's really all I aim to do is just bring people together. You know, build the connections, build the relationships. And like you said, you just never know. Somebody's going to introduce you to someone. And that was another thing. You go to big shows, 6,000 people, you're walking through the halls, you never meet anybody until it's like the night networking. And then you get to, that's when you get to meet a couple people. Yeah, it was bullshitting.
I know. I love Cody's thing. He said we were networking before it's called that. We used to call it bullshitting. That's what I'm saying, Cody. That's true. Hey, so it's funny. Like, cause sometimes when I write emails, I don't know if other people like this, but sometimes I write emails and I will get stuck in like non-professional brain and I'll go to type something like I'm talking to a friend of like, yeah, man, just call me back. We can shoot the shit whenever we can talk whenever you want. You know, that's the same. I'm the same way with network. Like I don't call it network, man. We just stand around bullshitting, you know, talking shop. That's what it is.
Yep. 100%. And this just kind of levels that playing field because not everybody gets to go to those big shows, right? You don't have the title, you don't have the budget, you don't have the time, whatever it is. So we go and meet people where they're at. And, you know, the way we offer these experiences is through sponsors. And so we like to sponsor or partner with companies that see the value in bringing people together. It's not intended to be a lead generation tool. Organically, that definitely happens. But that's not our goal. Like it's more around the branding. I support, you know, building community, driving conversations, talking innovation, these sorts of things. Oh, by the way, if it makes sense to talk about sales or, you want to schedule a chat afterwards, by all means, like what comes from your conversation comes from your conversation. But I think that's like, Nate, I call it the do good umbrella. And it's just bringing the people together. It's like, hey, do you want to come to a freight movement event where people are just gathering and talking shop, bullshitting? Or do you want to come to a brand event where the sales team is waiting for you? By the way, you got 2 drink tickets, but we expect you to have these conversations with our salespeople, right?
And
So-
see, that's the one thing I appreciate about y'all, and I call it leave your bit like a leave your business card at the door event. Like we all
Sure.
get pitch slapped all day long, yada yada, but
Just
people are
connect.
people.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I mean,
Just
that's facts. We're not. I think we're past those days of just like nobody wants to walk into one of those events.
Nobody
It's
wants-
like Grove Cares. So that's like the most beautiful thing. There's no booths. If you see some
Yeah.
people talking, go
I
over there and
call
talk
those
to them. You
shark
never know who you're gonna
infested
meet. Like
Nobody wants to be
Okay.
sold. You want to build a
Right.
relationship, and relationship with sales outweigh everything. And you want to have that conversation, get to know your. I mean that sometimes the sales may take years to develop, but you have to meet the person first, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes they're a click and there's a need at the moment. It's all about the right time, right? And sometimes you have that solution that everyone in the industry needs because we're in that time where something cool is being developed and everybody needs it. But most of the time, us normal humans just need to meet people, and then over time that relationship develops and they go, oh yeah, the hound is doing this and he's got dog treats and I need one, so let's go get
Hey, funny story though. So that event they all threw in Louisville actually met this dude Bob, who's one of the VPs for Uber Freight. Just this week, he gave me a reference for a customer to run a couple cases of wine, and that's
bingo.
what
That's awesome.
6 months down the road.
That's
And
awesome,
I didn't
man.
even
That's how it should be.
he texted me. He was like, "Hey man, you run wine, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna put you in an email." Boom.
Honestly,
And we didn't even talk. Right? Like it was just one of those like, "This is what I do. This is what you do."
I
You know?
love that. I love
yeah,
that.
well, he wants an answer for his customer or his friend or whoever is in his network. And we all want that, right? We all want to have that answer for everyone that's out there. And we all want to know that guy or that girl that can resolve an issue for our customer. So I think, freight movement is what's up, Coleman? Haven't
I
seen
know
you.
I miss Coleman, man. I
Dude.
miss Coleman. Yes, miss Coleman.
Maybe, hey, I'll be in Denver on Sunday, my friend. So
Is he going to the freight movement event?
Oh yeah, there is. There's a
Coleman, are you going?
Sunday that you need to sign up for
We know you're listening.
out by the airport. So you need to sign up. We need to see you there.
Now I'm
So
bummed.
we have freight movement. I think is a lot of what I've been doing for 30 years. I mean, it's all about networking and building those relationships, and we're just juicing it up. We're making it bigger, and we're teaching people in some cases how you really should do it. And in other cases, we're enabling other people to get together and go. So yeah, I'll text. Okay, cool. Well, I guess you have my number too, so you know the number.
Boom.
So another cool thing about Freight Movement is we're going to have our first ambassador start. So
Oh yeah.
Lily Drake in Minnesota is going to start running her own Freight Movement events every month. And that starts here in October. So let me pull that one up real quick because we're going to make the announcement here real quick. Well, you guys are the first official announcement, just to put it out there. But we're going to put the event up here real soon on October 9th from 4:30 to 6:30 at Forgotten Star in Fridley, Minnesota. That'll be her first event, and she'll start running events every month in the Minneapolis area. So
And then we've got an event September 21st in Denver, alongside the McLeod Show at the Gaylord. We still got some tickets. That'll be a smaller event, but we still got some tickets. And then we will have an event in Chattanooga on October 20th. If you are in the area, it's on Eventbrite. If you follow us on LinkedIn, you can find the link to that. I'm sure Pedro and Hunter can throw that up somewhere.
Yeah.
If you'd like to grab a ticket, we love to just, mix and mingle.
That's a big one too. So big venue. Last year we had like 350 people there.
Yeah, that one was big.
Yeah, we had Will Jenkins up singing karaoke and Pat Martin up singing karaoke and packed the place. So it was,
B53 handed out like the best hoodies ever.
right. So that was a good event. So
yeah.
So I wanted to, I kind of want to lead into talking about, what's next for y'all. And Nate, you kind of hinted at, or maybe it was Jenny. I think it was Nate though. Talking about doing kind of like a podcasting thing, network, doing a show yourself, and. I want to say that, we kind of have aligned ourselves with you guys, and you guys have aligned yourselves with some other creators, and we share a lot of things and we help each other with stuff, which is another amazing part of Freight Movement, is you guys are just an amazing resource to people as well, and you're willing to help so much. And so, what are you looking to do with that, Nate? There's a lot of people out there, that have want to do these networks. Everyone thinks they can do one, and they're all great, So, what are you guys trying to do with yours, if that's where when you go that direction?
So the podcast we're intending on launching it in October. So it'll be more of a roundtable type podcast. So the same crew of people. We're locked in, but it'll be a little different than I think most of the formats that we have in the industry. So kind of an exciting deal, little different production for us for sure. So. But another weekly show, because that's what we need.
Another free podcast. Woo!
Yeah. So right now we sort of kicked off, a year ago, another freight podcast, and I don't know if it really found its traction, and so we're running with that name at the moment. And I think
I'm glad you said that. I was about to say that is an excellent name for a.
Oh, you're welcome. Actually, you know who welcome?
That's just funny.
So yeah, I think we're pretty much locked in. I think we just need to meet, but it'll be a definite straight format show, with a group of people, kind of a round table type thing. What are we looking to get out of that? Community discussion, engagement,
ideas.
Yeah, just promoting Freight Movement. We'll see where we go with it, but kind of a different platform. Jenny has a podcast she's been doing for a year now.
Yeah, well, I started it January of 24, so almost 2 years, year and a half.
Wow.
Jenny, plug that podcast. What's the name of it? What do you talk about?
It is Freight Marketing Gurus, and I talk to marketing people in logistics, and kind of share like the secret sauce. Where are they seeing success? What shows are they going to? How are they getting leads? How are they going to the board? Just kind of talking to the experts in the industry and sharing the insights. And I think it's really great. We also have WILMA. And WILMA stands for Women in Logistics Marketing Alliance, and that we do one LinkedIn Live a month, and I bring on a lady from logistics, and we talk about marketing and share that with everybody. But we also meet once a month and kind of talk about, what challenges are you having, or how are you doing this, or how are you handling this? And it's really great kind of share space. So any ladies listening to this that do marketing and logistics and you want to join, find me on LinkedIn. Would love to have you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some information from you on that because we could definitely plug that up and
Yeah.
tune in. I have no
We should
idea.
talk to each
I
other.
guess we
Yeah.
did that this year, but sorry, dog. But
That dog's like, give me some attention, damn it.
dude, if it's not me, it's my shoes. She already ate a pair of my shoes, so. But you gotta love it.
Jennie has her podcast.
You got yours.
Got my podcast. We of course got Bain involved, and we have Whitney Cowell involved as well. And Whitney has her podcast. So but all of us have our different formats that we are, and we're pulling this one together to be a little off track of all the other ones, and just kind of bring in whatever guests we want to bring in, which is something you guys do, and I always like the fact that you can just talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's something I don't really get to do with Driving Forward, which, by the way, next week is my 100th episode.
Woo.
One episode a week on that for 2 years.
Come on.
So that's a big deal. Hard to believe that I've been hitting that for 2 years. So that's a lot of content. But so it'll be a different thing, and we'll see where it goes. So like you guys know what it's like launching a podcast. You kind of open the door and see what happens. So they end up with a mind of their own, and you kind of let it go where it goes. So, but in this particular case, I think we're planning on potentially hot swapping the hosts. So,
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be a good one, man. I like that idea. That would be pretty interesting, man. Bring on people, that you connect with at the freight moving events, right? Hey, you got a cool topic about guest. Yeah. And
so
we will, you just schedule us for whatever you want your last show to be. Hunter and I will take you down in style
right away, and then save us a lot of work. So
yeah, there you go. It's like if we don't get canceled on this one.
A lot of times. Hey, all you gotta do is get a disclaimer. That's it.
I like your disclaimer. Think like an adult. Not everybody.
Yeah, be an adult. Grow up. Be an adult. And understand, not everybody thinks like you.
Hey,
and that's okay.
we did consult an attorney live on the show about our disclaimer. It will hold about an ounce of water, enough to get us out of the court case.
He'll give us some buffer time. Like, well, the disclaimer, 2 weeks. That's probably max we'll have.
Yeah. Gives us
get out of country, go die.
Yeah, exactly. Gives us time to change our identity and move out of the country.
Go back to the alpaca farm.
Yeah, good to know this is a recorded show. So. But yeah, so I think freight movement, the podcast is certainly what's next. We have a variety of different shows planned. The shows are more structured, bigger, a little bit of a call out for Maria Lupke. She's our event planner.
Thank you, Maria.
Excellent job picking venues. Ensuring that we hit a certain quality on that. I know she gets, I do audit some of them, and she gets very probably upset with me on how picky I am. But at this point, I'm not that picky anymore because she knows what we're looking for, and she just knocks it out of the park. So, pretty much every location that we get is absolutely stellar and has been perfect. She's been hitting it out of the park for a long time now.
Well, hey, whenever you're ready to come to Nashville, call me, because we'll do. We can get mechanical bulls. They got karaoke stages here that have a live band behind you. Like we can do the whole shebang.
Nate, you're gonna have to have one hell of a disclaimer for the event that Hunter is planning. You might want to get Matt Leffler to make sure he attends that event.
I'm going to crash his couch at that event in Chattanooga. Oh, no, not Matt Leffler. I was thinking Matt Daw. I'm crashing Matt's couch in Chattanooga. Is that one for F3? Or
yes, it's during F3. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm sneaking in. I'm pulling a Taylor Park.
What was that?
I said I'm sneaking into F3. I'm pulling a Taylor Bark.
You're gonna sneak into F3.
Or yeah,
You don't know the story. Oh, yeah,
you don't know. That is a good story.
Yeah, our buddy Taylor Barker, he's a driver, musician, whatever, and he just showed up and snuck through the bushes in the smoking section, and people tried to stop him, and then like 30 people that knew him were just like, nah, he's supposed to be here. He lost his wristband.
He's with us. That's funny.
Yeah. No, it works. But I mean, yeah, come on. It's a driver. One of the few drivers that shows up to a Freight Waves event. So
when I met Chris Thomas, that was that year that Reed was there.
Yeah, last year, dude, he was a celebrity showing up to those shows, man.
Yeah, last year everywhere. But 2 years ago was the first year that he showed at an event. And F3 was the first year that he went to F3. Well, I think he had been to Matt's before. But F3, I think, was the first show that he was up. And I remember looking at the attendee list and saying, there's a guy from Autumn Transport there, and that's a company out of Minnesota. So I called some people I knew at Autumn Transport, and I'm like, who's this person? They're like, he's an owner op. I'm like, that's strange. Why is an owner op going there? And that's when I first met Reed, too, as well. So that's actually when I first became friends with Alex Maya at that event also. So Reed, Alex. Yeah, heck, I got Alex up in Minnesota next Friday too. So yeah, next weekend's gonna be a busy weekend. So between Alex is gonna be up at the Wayne Transport 75th anniversary. So and then McLeod and heading to Denver, and then the freight movement event. That'll be a big one. So, but yeah. So anyway, that was when I first met Chris. But there's a whole bunch of drivers at that event. But I think they all got in for no cost, or I think Reed had a whole bunch of free tickets for drivers that one that Craig Fuller had given them. So that was the first freight or first F3, I think, after COVID. So maybe I have my years wrong. Who knows? So
that was like a year before.
I don't know what happened the last 5 years.
Any of this stuff. Oh.
I think that's when we.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said the last 5 years are like a blur.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened the last 5 years.
Well, that's when Jenny and I actually sat down and locked in freight movement, I think.
It was at F3.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That was our first conversation. That was like, hey, I have an idea. And you're like, I have the same idea.
Same idea.
Okay, all right. So here's the story.
Right.
Y'all butted heads at first. What happened? So became buddies?
She was wrong.
So, hold on. Wait. You said I was wrong? Yeah. No. Okay, Hunter, you were at the truck stop, right? What?
Oh, we butted
prevalent at Nope, stop me. Nope. What was very
we got recent beef. Ding ding. Round one.
All right. I'll mediate this. All right, Jenny, go.
Okay, what was very prevalent at the truck stop? What did drivers have a lot of?
She's right about the dog thing. I'll give her that.
Oh, see, there we go.
Yeah, a bunch of dogs. They did have a bunch of dogs.
Yes. And
Hunter, hold on. Before you answer, Nate, I can see Nate's look. He's like, if you want to stay in a proper motel next time you come with me, you better say.
No, we talked about this. There could have been a dog counter. I think there should be a dog competition at that show. But Jenny, go on.
Well, so we were advising a brand that had a solution for owner operators, and I was like, owner operated, like a lot of truck drivers have dogs. We should do tennis balls, branded tennis balls, because they have dogs, right? So they'll want to take them. It's easy to pack or throw in the bag. It's functional. It's branded. Good to go. Nate was like, we're not doing dogs. I mean, there was more to it, but
there was more to it.
Well, maybe not tennis balls, because can you hear that?
Oh,
one?
yeah, see?
That toy? Yeah.
The
All right. So
hound
tennis
won't
balls
tennis
she
ball.
destroys, but maybe treats though. People like the treats because that's like a.
Oh yeah, we were going all dog.
I'm here for the
Dog
dogs.
treats, tennis balls, frisbees, water bowls.
Jenny, you and
Water bowls
Hunter,
would be.
you and Hunter better be booking your own rooms for like the
I
next
know,
2
look
or
at
3
Nate.
trips.
He's like, "Where's your work do this?"
I don't want to hear it, dude. Nate brought Coco there. Like,
All
Coco
good.
was-
I'm a dog lover, so I
No,
love
and-
my dog. So
In Nate's defense, he said I was going to put dogs everywhere. So
yes.
it was just a miscommunication, but he was like, "What the heck is she talking about?" And I was like, "What is wrong with him?"
We may have
that was crazy. There were a ton of dogs up there.
Yeah.
Most dogs I've ever seen at a show. But yeah, I mean, anything to get y'all people over to the booth. Like, but y'all did such a great job though. Like, because I remember the biggest thing that sticks out in my mind. Because y'all were working that booth hard, and they'd be like, "Are y'all trying to sell something?" They're like, "No,
We're like,
here's what
"You
we
can have this."
do." Stickers for fans. The fans that y'all had were top notch. I still have mine. The one that like
That's a
puts
shout
in,
out.
and it's a
to Missy.
lanyard. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heck
that was a Missy thing. So kudos to Missy on that one.
Yep.
So,
She came up with that, and I was like, "Yep, we need those in Hotlanta. We're gonna have those on hand anywhere hot we're going."
Although when we got to Atlanta, we had monsooned, so
Yeah.
we had to dodge JD Vance and monsoon. Sorry to bring
Instead of using them to cool off, you just use them to dry off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's dual functionality, man.
we walked about a half a mile or 3/4 of a mile, and it was a bit steamy, but it was still a nice night. So it wasn't too hot. We were a bit concerned about end of August in Atlanta. We could have done a rooftop bar. I wasn't thinking that we had to dodge the monsoon, so I was thinking it would be 100 degrees outside. So it was.
I'm glad we weren't outside because that was really bad out there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was raining sideways, so it was not good. So it worked out. But the only thing I wish we would have got out of walkout would have been more content. So I think we were talking about that last time I talked to the Hunter. Was every time we started setting up, it just would be like, here comes rain, take her down, blah blah blah. The more we started to set up, the more it would look like it was going to rain. So we didn't get the content we wanted. So, but it is what it is.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the weather chased me after every single show I've been to since.
Yeah.
I went to Rantoul, Illinois. It monsooned both nights. My hotel lost an hour for like 6 hours, and then I went to semi-casual. Same thing. Like afternoon, boom, rain would hit. So I think everybody got caught with it. I was called the Rain Man there for a while, which I'm glad to hear that it rained in Atlanta and everywhere else. So that's not all on me, but sorry, this dog's going nuts.
I've put a substantial amount of time and effort into figuring out how to get really, really lightweight and figure out how to do some more techie stuff to make it go better. So we'll see how.
But that did crack me up though. The first day we had the heavy setup, everything went fine. Then it rained real soon, and then the next day we had the travel pack set up, and nothing would work.
Oh, dude, if I could interrupt, I'm just zoned in on your dog. It's been staring. Now it's coming over to you. You took that toy, and the dog was like, "What the hell?" It's been staring at you.
See, that's one thing we're working on. I'm not trying to make her steal the show, but like she's not used to me working. So she'll steal my shoes, or she'll just I don't know. She'll just get all crazy on me.
Dude,
but
it's cool to take pet play breaks. I take pet play breaks every day, all day with my cats, bro. I do with my fucking cat.
I got to walk her for like 3 miles after this show.
Our cat loves to play hide and seek. So we play hide and seek like twice a fucking day. You know what I mean?
See, I took that toy and she's trying to chew up my charging cord for my work laptop. So that's just one of those things. But she's getting used to it. She'll get around the truck shows and that'll be.
We've got a cat that does that. That's why all my cords have the little freaking braided things all over them now. I got sick and tired of replacing cords, man. All right. Anywho, we're gonna wind this down because we had a really great conversation, and I've got to go wash and detail my wife's car before we go out of town tomorrow because, like I was telling Hunter backstage, I cannot go on a road trip of any type in a dirty car. Like, I don't give a damn if I knew it was going to monsoon all day tomorrow. I don't give a shit. At least it's going to rain on a clean car. You know what I mean?
Outside or just the inside?
I'm going to do both. Both. I'll probably both. It takes me about exactly 2 hours to wash and detail my wife's car.
So what do you define a road trip as?
Anything more than if I'm staying over. Actually, I don't know, bro. That's a good point. Because if we go down to the lake, our family lake house, and I know there's going to be family there, like I make sure the car's clean. I guess anywhere there's going to be people. I don't know how to say it. Man.
It's not a distance. It's where you're going.
I guess so. Yes, I guess so.
Oh.
I guess if we're staying overnight, maybe that's how I would classify it. If we're staying overnight, I don't know. I'm just a person like that. Like I have to have.
How far will you drive versus when are you getting a plane?
Honestly, I don't give a damn. I will drive however far distance. What has been the deciding factor with me is how many days can I take off? You know, so
Okay.
like if I could take off the time to drive there and back, that's great. But so far, that has just not been the case.
Gotcha.
I'll
So, I
tell you
don't care.
mine. It took me 13 hours to get from Walcott to Nashville. It would only have taken me 8 hours to drive. Same with Rantoul. It would have taken me, I think, 20 hours to fly there. And
If
it was
I-
a 6-hour drive.
If I can make it work, I would love
Great.
to drive to Atlanta for
And
Star
almost-
Starts My Lines.
That's really not that bad. I mean,
No,
it's
dude, it's a day
10
trip, bro.
hours.
I'll leave here at 5 a.m. in the morning, bro. We'll pull into Atlanta. I don't know, however many hours it is from now.
Took me 5.5
Also,
hours.
I don't want to take any pond hoppers, or I don't even think they call them that, but little tiny planes. I thought I was gonna die flying into O'Hare. This plane took a dip and dropped like 30 feet. Now this dude sitting next to me like freaked out and slapped me in the face.
My cutoff's 5 hours. I'm not driving any more than 5 hours in one day.
I like
Or
to drive.
days.
I always have. Even before I was a driver, I've always liked driving,
Yeah.
so it doesn't bother me. It's more of a time constraint with me now. That's really what it is.
Therapy for me.
Therapy on
Yeah.
the road.
Only thing is I can only drive with my wife for so much distance because she's a quiet person in the car, and me, I am from like the time we get in that shit until the time we get out, the radio is like all the way up. You know what I mean? Like we are jamming.
It's like us driving
we
to
are-
Bristol. It's for like 3 hours. Pedro and I sat in bumper to bumper dead stop traffic for like 2 hours straight. We're
Yeah.
just like listening to some old schools like 80s, 90s, like
Yeah,
Texas
dude.
rap.
just jamming out. So that's the thing. That's the thing. My wife, I can only do like 3 hours because she doesn't, because I don't know. I'm a music guy. I gotta listen to music. It makes the trip fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a random guy. What if I'm passing the world's like largest horseshoe? You know what I'm
Are you
saying?
talking like that?
No, but I'm just saying, what if? You know,
Oh,
my wife,
hey.
she doesn't like to go off plan. So like,
Oh,
I couldn't stop and see the world's largest horseshoe if I got that opportunity.
Well, hey, in Chattanooga, there's the world's largest cast iron pan.
I would love to see
Fun
that.
fact,
Take pictures
yeah.
in it, bro. Yeah.
They've made the world's largest omelet in it too, didn't they? Or am I thinking of a different?
I don't know, but that's fascinating if so.
Right?
And if that's the case, we need to make the freight movement of making the world's largest omelet, and that'll be the best breakfast of all time. It'll be the largest movement of all time. Or I have to use some ostrich eggs. I don't know, but
Eddie. All right. Anyway, so that's what I got to do. So I got stuff to do. But before we go and before we do this final sponsor break here, Jennie and Nate and Jennie, do you have any exiting comments, questions, concerns, updates? Do you want to give yourself, your brands, any plugs?
I'll just say, follow Freight Movement on LinkedIn. You can also visit us at the website. It's FR8MVMT.com. Come out to our events. We'd love to meet you. Super friendly people, eager to introduce you to other people. So if you're like, teetering on whether or not you're outgoing and want to meet people. We definitely make it very welcoming and friendly. So we'd love to have you out at our events and get to know you.
I second that. They're the right cost. They're free. So typically you'll get a drink or two, whether, there's typically mocktails as well. So we're typically looking for that, ensuring that we meet everybody's needs. So come on out, hang out with us. Freight Movement, FR8MVMT.com. Love to have you come out there if you want to reach out to me and Johnson at glcs.net. Love to chat with you if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll be seeing y'all soon. So
yeah, we're all over. 2026, we'll be hitting the road. Lots of locations.
Man, can't believe 2025 is almost over.
Yeah, the locations for 2026: Phoenix. We have Manifest. We'll be at in Las Vegas. We'll have an event there. We'll be at Matt's again. We have Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago. We're actually going to change up our Minneapolis event in July because we're doing Minneapolis events every month. Then we'll do something else in July, and then Chattanooga again next year, October most likely. So we'll have a couple other events that we'll likely do, but and I think there's a few other people asking us to do more, but that is the locations for next year.
Awesome sauce, and we'll make sure that we put all that stuff out on our pages as well. Jennie emails everything over to us. It's kind of our gentleman's agreement that we made. She said, Pedro and Hunter, I'm gonna send you stuff and you post it, and you send me stuff and I'll post it. So
yeah, helping amplify each other. We've got community partners that we do that with. So if you have a podcast or an email or whatever, and you want to be a community partner, like we really want to amplify others in the industry. We're not trying to compete with anybody. We're kind of like help each other out. So anybody wants to be a community partner like you guys, we'd love to talk to them too.
That's what's up. It's why we love you guys. Why we're glad to have y'all as friends. And why we like Freight Movement and stuff, and just y'all in general again, because y'all about uplifting people. And our industry is as competitive as it is. A lot of times we put that as the primary thing. It's I can't help so and so out because they may get more than me or get this customer that I'm trying to get or whatever it is. And it's like, hey, honestly, the world of odds is going to say they're probably going to get it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way the odds work. Yeah. They may get it, they may not. So helping each other out, being behind each other, and lifting ones up and building a good network. I think that's what's the underlying theme here is building your network, and that's really, really important in our industry. Is you said, Jennie, your network is your net worth. I love that saying.
Yeah.
A lot of truth to it.
Hunter, do you got anything before we do these final final sponsor break? And Nate and Jennie, stick with us so I can talk to y'all about something real quick before we let y'all go after the show.
Sure.
Hunter, you got anything?
Jennie, Nate, absolutely appreciate what y'all do. Appreciate what you've done for us, and it's I think it's something very, very special, very important, and yeah, we're here to support you any way we can, and everybody watching, go watch Jennie's podcast. We'll be posting that up, and go give Nate some slack over there. Be sure to give him some pumps on his new haircut. Nate, I think it looks great, by the way, man. He looks.
There's a lot of product.
Really leaning into the mirror there.
there's a lot of product in it right now, so it requires product. Otherwise, and yesterday it required 0 product. So it's.
Nate said he went down to housekeeping and said, I need some floor wax.
Yeah.
Get this thing set right.
It used to be nothing in it almost. So yeah.
Are you pomade or Dapper Dan? Are you a Dapper Dan man now? It's a
holding spray, like a sea salt thing, and that's it. So and right now it's got like I don't know what it has in it. It's like plastic. So
Dapper Dan's the way to go. All right.
Great thing about hair is it grows back, man. You know, I've had some janked up haircuts before too,
I
and
don't
I'm
know.
like, eh.
Some people it doesn't, but for me right now, it seems to be sort of growing back. So, but it's just different colors now when it grows back.
Well, what are we doing? What are we doing? Sponsor break. That's what we're doing. And then we're going to tell y'all what we got coming up. And then we're going to be out of here. Love to the sponsors. Freight Ninja, truck parking. I mean, you know, there's been stuff out lately saying that there's really no longer a truck parking shortage, but we all know that to be a lie, right? Because if it was true, there wouldn't be companies like Freight Ninja. But they're out there helping you drivers every day. They operate all these lots. They're coded access, 24-hour. Some of them got security. They all got lights, security fence, all the things you need. They're close by the stuff that you need on the road, like diesel shops, retail shops, all of these wonderful things. Go hit them up, freightninja.com. Make sure you use code Lounge Ninja so you can get yourself some special rates. And our good friends over at 7P GPS. The owner over there, Jeff Clark, you know, he's been in the industry for 30 years, specifically dealing with high value freight. So he has taken all of the knowledge that he's gained, and he has come up with a company that offers a wide array of devices to help prevent theft, also help you track your trucks out there, help you keep track of drivers' hours, know what's going on with telemetry, temperature readings, all kinds of crazy things. They have the trailer century device as well. You can hit them up, 7pgps.com. Make sure that you tell them you heard about it here on the Logistics Lounge. And before we go, we got to where's a comment? Hello, Jeff. How are you doing, good sir? We miss you, Jeff. We miss you, Jeff. We're close to putting out a help wanted ad because you've been slacking on your co-hosting duties. I just want to say that. So if you plan on keeping your job here in the Logistics Lounge, we're gonna have to have a team. Meeting.
Yeah, we're about to put out a silver alert for him.
Yeah, silver alert. Oh, damn, that's cold. I don't know if it would be. I mean, silver alerts, well, whatever. We're not going to mess with Jeff and his age. We all know that he's the grandfather of freight. So,
dude, yeah, he's been here since the beginning of dawn. So, you know,
that's true. That's true.
Brokered out the first load of stone for the pyramids. I mean, it's just a whole shebang.
Oh man, Jeff, we miss you though, man. Seriously, we know you're busy, but
we miss Jeff.
Yeah, we need you. We need you to come back on the show.
Congratulations on everything going on with the freight fraud or
freight fraud task force. Yeah, freight fraud task force. Yeah.
Good stuff going on there.
What else is good stuff is what we got coming up for you, ladies and germs. Later this week and next week, Friday, we're going to do a freestyle. I'm going to be at Old Town Rig Down. I'll be on the show walking around downtown, historic downtown Nacogdoches. This place is beautiful. Like the roads still are paved with the red bricks that they set there in, I don't know, I think the late 19th century. So absolutely beautiful. Going to hang out and have a good time. Next Wednesday, something that's been long overdue. E-Carrier Check versus the Logistics Lounge Round 6. We are still going with this battle royale. We are fighting to see who is going to come out on top. Don't miss that. It's going to be a great show. And next Friday, we won't be around, unfortunately, because Hunter and I are flying to the Windy City to go hang out with some folks at a new event that they're putting on called the Carrier Revenue Summit. So make sure you tune in to Friday. Make sure you tune in Wednesday because you ain't going to see us for a while after that. With that said, appreciate everyone watching. chunk them deuces. Mr. Hound, roll that beautiful bean footage.
The views and opinions expressed on this show by its guests are not necessarily those of Lounge Media Group or the show host. So if you sue someone, make sure it's the party responsible for hurting your feelings. Also, grow up, be an adult, and understand not everyone thinks like you. And that's okay.